back from the Houston Rocket days, right? So this wasn't going to end any other way but this, because there's personal history there, right? And so Harden's expecting Morey to look out for him, right? Because that's what he's done over the years, right? And so Morey has two jobs, right? He has to make Harden happy, right? But also he has to run this franchise. So 9 times out of 10, running this franchise is going to take precedent.
Well, it should.
That's what you're paid to do.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so Harden, at the end of the day, he signed the deal, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? That was his decision to.
Of course it was.
You know what I mean? So you can't expect Morey to just make a deal just to make you happy and leave the Sixers with nothing. Like, that's just not good business.
But who's in the wrong? Let me ask you a question, though. There's going to be the side of the fence where people are going to side with the player or they're going to side with the GM and or the owner. So who's at fault here? I feel as though the Sixers, they made their bed and now they have to lie in it, because everyone and their mother knew what type of player person you were getting with James Harden. This is not new to anyone. If you followed, watched, covered, enjoyed the NBA over the last 10 years, everywhere this guy has gone, he has just basically ruined franchises. He's a selfish player who ultimately will be in the Hall of Fame. Don't get me wrong.
For sure. Yeah.
But that aside, every stop, it's just, I'm going to leave, just a trail of muck in my wake, destruction.
I think one of the last couple of times we've talked about the Sixers, I said it's a failure of the franchise, and this goes back a decade.
Yeah.
Right? We talk about Markelle Fultz, that situation, right? The Ben Simmons situation, just poor drafting, poor roster construction, the lack of developing young talent. And this is why you're in the situation that you're in now. Tyrese Maxey is the only young talent that you can actually look at and say, okay, possible all-star in the future. He has that talent. Outside of Embiid, obviously, but he'll be 30 this year, I believe.
Yeah,
like,
getting older.
You look around, it's like this team's window for a championship might have been closed this past season. This might have been their last true opportunity. And we talked about it, before the draft. I'm like, look, if I'm Philly, I'm calling Portland up. I'll give you Joel. Give me the 3rd pick. Give me Shaedon Sharpe. Give me Anthony Simons. And let's rock out with that. Because you're a year or two away from being Blazers East. Honestly, a superstar. And then what else? Right?
So, but again, let me go back for a moment. So with the Harden thing, I mean, who really has the leverage right here?
I mean, Harden's going to make it uncomfortable, right?
Well, and any player would, but because it's him, it's a little more magnified, especially when you go into another country and you basically call the guy that's writing your check a snake, a liar.
And Harden, at this point, he's at the point where I don't even care. I'm going to go to China. I'm going to call him out in front of these kids who don't even care. I'm at this basketball camp, wherever he
had to get it out. I feel as though he had. It's like he had to go to confession. He just needed someone to hear. He had to get something off his chest.
I'm like,